Today on Pro Watercross, round 2 of the Hidden Trails Sea-Doo Pro Watercross Tour, presented by Jetlift. From Pensacola, Florida. Sandy white beaches, sparkling blue water. Will this deceptive rolling surf be a factor in the racing today? It's also home to some of the best beach bars in America. You better believe I'll have a tour de force at one of the best, Casino Beach Bar. Check in with Jimmy Wilson, off to a great start this season, and Jimmy is going to give us a glimpse from his other world as a firefighter. These stories and a tech tip to help feed your need for speed, all next on Pro Watercross.
I'm Jimmy Wilson from Judge Motorsports, and you are watching Pro Watercross.
Welcome to the Hidden Trails Sea-Doo Pro Watercross National Tour, brought to you by Jetlift. I'm Dawn Dawson, and here's what you can expect in gorgeous Pensacola.
Hello, coming to you live from Pensacola Beach, Florida.
Dateline, Pensacola Beach, Florida, one of America's classic beach towns. Let's open up our Pro Watercross checkbook and confirm if we have the elements needed for a world-class show. 1, white sandy beach, check. 2, big crowd, check. 3, challenging course, a double check. And the world's greatest racers? Yeah, triple check. You know, don't take their word for it. Hang on if you can for one challenging lap, courtesy of our onboard GoPro camera.
You'll notice right out the gate, these riders having to deal with about 1.5 to 2 foot chop. Nothing like the conditions we've normally seen in Pensacola. Nevertheless, make no mistake, very technical track. It's a tight track and it gets them very quick to that first series of turns. Then they are going to be dealing with a big sweeper turn. They've got to be sure maintain the gas, keep that throttle on, but you've got to watch these waves, particularly as you're coming back towards the gate. You want to make sure as they're coming back towards the beach that they don't dunk a nose down. As they hit this front stretch, you can see the cross waves definitely causing some issues for the riders. They're dealing with it really well, but that is going to be a really technical part of the course. They do a quick little dogleg turn. As they head over to the pier, man, this area gets really gnarly for them. Look at how much the boats are jumping up out of the water. They come into a quick series of turns as they make their way back, trying to get to that backstretch where they can at least open up the throttle a little bit more. Here's their opportunity to maintain some speed and see if they can make some quick passes. Again, you'll notice there's not a lot of huge space here, not a lot of real estate, if you will, between any of these front stretch and the back stretch, which is normally where the riders can sometimes get a chance to outmotor the other one. This isn't going to be that kind of track today, though. These turns very tight, very technical. You've got to rely a lot on rider skill for these guys to be able to make the turns. I love this front stretch section. This is going to be a real deal maker.
Well, that's just some of the action you can expect today, but let's take a look back at Panama City Beach and the triple deuces. Nah, it's not a race number. It's 3 men dominating.
In Pro-Am Ski GP, Tyron Matsuris grabbed the early lead, and we're off to the races. Chris McCluggage is in high-speed pursuit, but can the wily vet hang on? But no one can stop the red-hot racing of Jimmy Wilson on this day. Tyron Matsuris and David Rediger round out the podium, and check out the rest of the top finishers. Sport GP is on the line. The vintage sleds look brand new today. Sam Nemi grabs the whole shot, followed by Johnny Smith and Kelly Smith. No relation, except they both love to go fast. But at the end of the day, it's all about Slam and Sam. And it's Nemi that stands alone at the top of the podium at Sport GP. Pro-Am Runabout GP, time for the big show. And this is no drill as we see, hear, and feel the latest in watercraft technology. Brian Baldwin nabs the hole shot, but suddenly the tweaker has issues and he has to pull off the track. This provides a break for Dustin Farthing to take the lead, and King D nails it. But hot on his tail and ready for a duel is Herminio Iantosca. But wait, Brian Baldwin is back and chasing down Craig Warner and Herminio Iantosca. It's a back and forth cat and mouse game. But they won't catch the king today. Number 116 on the Sea-Doo is number 1 on the podium. King D, Dustin Farthing, is the top cat in Pro-Am runabout and has established himself once again as the racer to beat in round 1.
Well, that was our recap for Panama City Beach. But in Pensacola, there's tons to do in and out of the surf.
From sunup to sundown, Pensacola, Florida is round-the-clock fun and games.
We're here in Pensacola Beach, Florida, and I mean, it's just beautiful. I don't know how you could not enjoy being here.
There are some of the best beaches on the planet right here. But if you venture downtown, you'll enter a whole nother world. World-class shopping and fine dining and an amazing collection of art museums await those looking for a slower pace. But Pensacola has earned a reputation as a classic American beach town with some of the best beachside dining in the USA. You know, I had to do some serious reporting on this subject, and I began my tour de force at one of the best, the Casino Beach Bar.
This is the Casino Beach Bar and Grill. It's one of the funnest places to hang out, but the neatest thing, oh my gosh, they've got great food, they've got a wonderful ambiance, fantastic drinks. What's the best place about this grill?
What's the best place about here? The view, obviously.
It's a wonderful place to be. We're at the beach every day.
That's just a small part of the fun that you can expect between racing. Yes, racing, because that's why we came.
Don't you go away, we've got more coming at you at the Hidden Trails Sea-Doo Pro Watercross National Tour.
When Pro Watercross continues from Pensacola, Florida, the Freestyle show is gearing up for unlimited action. We'll tally up the scores from the gravity-defying, reality-denying freestyle athletes. And when Jimmy Wilson goes home from the races, things really heat up. We'll explain his other world, a firefighter.
Pro Watercross is brought to you by Hidden Trails Motorsports, Sea-Doo, Jet Lift, Shark Energy, Casino Beach Bar and Grill, Pensacola Sports, and by these fine sponsors.
Welcome back to the Hidden Trails Sea-Doo Pro Watercross National Tour, brought to you by Jet Lift. Let's take an up-close look at some of the warriors battling on this national tour.
2016 has been a breakout year for Jimmy Wilson. His winning ways on the water are as hot as a 5-alarm fire. Off the track and back in North Carolina, Jimmy is a fireman. He knows the importance of keeping it real. But Jimmy will also tell you that when it comes to racing, he's hoping for some rockin' and some big waves. He doesn't want to see a smooth course today in Pensacola.
We come to the beach for the rough. Myself personally, the first half of the lap is the worst part for me. You're holding on for dear life, and you want to beat everyone to that first turn. The whole shot, I mean, it's everything. The whole shot is everything.
Jimmy brings a firefighter's perspective to the racetrack. He knows success is all based on the team, a hard-working crew that's been keeping him on the top of the box.
Tim Judge at Judge Motorsports honestly has provided me with the best skis we could ask for. There's not one thing on our ski that is like, this is the ticket. It's every little thing that Tim does and spends the time to do for my skis and my setup that work. It's a team off of the water to make sure your ski and your program works, but when you're on the water, it's you.
And for young up-and-coming racers, Jimmy's happy to share some time-honored gems of wisdom.
Honestly, the biggest thing I can say is go to school, get a job. I mean, you know, I'm 27, been working full-time for 8-9 years now as a full-time firefighter. But now I'm finally able financially to kind of make this really happen.
We've got a beautiful course here at Pensacola Beach. It's also pretty technical. Let's take a look at some of the action happening in the qualifying rounds.
Here's some action from the qualifying rounds. Let's go racing in the Pro-Am Ski GP. A wicked and wild qualifier as David Redinger nabs the hole shot. Jimmy Wilson tucks into second. as Brock Austin and Chris McCluggage are in high-speed pursuit. A bit of a challenge for the Mac Attack, as McCluggage sheds part of his hood, exposing the engine to the elements. One of the few riders on the planet that could get away with it. Wilson continues to ride hard, setting up a big-time final moto on Sunday. In Pro Sport GP, the vintage sleds are ready to rock. Sam Nemi leads the charge, with the Smiths, Johnny, and Kelly in hot pursuit. Nope, they're not brothers, but they race like brothers in arms. Or brothers from another mother. Billy Dearman has mended from a serious injury, and you can bet he's going to be a part of the story at the Grand Prix of Watercross. In the box stock class, these are boats right off the dealer's showroom floor. The stock machines can motor, and as they like to say, win it on Sunday, buy one on Monday. Setting a oh-so-familiar pattern, look no further than the king, Dustin Farthing, or King D as we like to call him, has established himself as the racer to beat in this class. Pro-Am runabout. The big guns are getting ready to rumble, but sometimes premature acceleration will kill you. In fact, premature acceleration is never good in any sport. All right, well, we need to re-rack, restack, and restart, but it definitely can cost a win on the Pro Watercross Tour. The Italian stallion, Erminio Iantosca, was hitting speeds of up to 90 miles an hour, but also right there keeping pace. It's King D, Dustin Farthing, and Brian, the tweaker Baldwin. Well, that's our preview of the racing as we get ready to head to the final moto on the final day of racing right here on the Pro Watercross National Tour.
Great fun, great action. We'll have more right after this brief timeout in Pensacola.
Still ahead on Pro Watercross, the freestyle show is cued and ready. Mark Gomez is back. Hollywood stuntman by day, but you know what? Here, there are no special effects. Gomez must beat this man, the old school legend, Chris Langlaise. It's a one-on-one air show that you don't want to miss. But first, let's head into the pits for our tech tip. One of the keys to big-time speed is something kind of small. We're talking about carb jetting. The carburetor allows for proper mixture of gas, oil, and oxygen, and that results in this.
My tip on carburetor setup would be to get it set, so you got to find that fine line of where you're just rich enough to not have a lean bog when you go to take off, but you don't want it too rich so that you continue to blubber all the way down the straightaway and never clean out. So you want to hear, get the rev right out. It's something that you kind of learn to know which is which. Is it a lean bog? Is it a rich bog? And a rich bog, just the engine will not fall flat on its face, so it'll act like it's wanting to take off, but like you said, you know, it'll kind of just kind of go along where it never cleans out well. Yeah, you want to hear a high RPM rev. You want to hear the engine screaming the way that it should.
Welcome back to the Hidden Trails Sea-Doo Pro Watercross National Tour, brought to you by JetLift. You know what? It's time for some airtime. Let's take a look at Freestyle.
Pro freestyler Mark Gomez opening barrel roll right over the buoy. It's a guy that used to be well, he still is actually. He's a Hollywood stuntman during the day. Great, no hand or backflip. Does a nice little setup, 180 into a beautiful backflip. Great barrel roll. Another big setup. Great Madonna flip for Mark Gomez. Another big setup. Great backflip, 180. Oh, lawn darted it. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's going to cost him a little bit, be a minor deduction. The big problem with that, though, is that you can see he's trying to get his boat started and it's costing him time. As you heard the whistle, he's only got 15 seconds left to go. If they start the combination, and he did underneath the whistle, that means that entire combination, all 4 backflips, are going to count for his overall score. All right, the gentleman that he is in a big points battle with this last couple of weekends been Chris Longley. He's going to be bringing the A game, a 540 as an opening trick for Chris Longley. Big underflip for Chris Longley. Was your amateur champion last year, just moved up into pro this year. Previous street bike competitor. It's actually a one-footed backflip, and he does a combination of one-footers again. Anytime you're able to increase that difficulty, it's really going to help you with the scores. I'm going to say this is going to be a really tough call between these two riders. Fantastic combination. I love how fast he's moving from trick to trick. That's really going to help increase the scores for Chris Longley. All right, 360 backflip, another backflip for Chris Longley. Another quick 180 pop, big barrel roll, final backflip. What a way to end a routine. Really impressive run from Chris Longley.
Still ahead, the finals, as the world's greatest watercross racers are on the line.
Pro Watercross is brought to you by Hidden Trails Motorsports, Sea-Doo, Jet Lift, Shark Energy, Casino Beach Bar and Grill, Pensacola Sports, and by these fine sponsors.
Welcome back to the Hidden Trails Sea-Doo Pro Watercross National Tour, brought to you by Jet Lift. Get ready to hit the throttle. We've got some of the best racers on the planet.
Round 2 of the Hidden Trails Sea-Doo Pro Watercross Tour, presented by Jet Lift from Pensacola, Florida. Who's ready for racing? In the Pro-Am Ski GP class, one of the most competitive classes on the tour. And right off the line, they back that up. In lap 1, some really tight racing. And the Mac Attack, Chris McCluggage, does what he always does best in the surf: ride hard and ride fast. And here's your top 3, Dustin Matzuris, or the Mats, on the top of the box. In second, the legend, the Mac Attack, Chris McCluggage. And all the way from South Africa, Tyron Matzuris rounds out your top 3.
I can't believe I actually got the overall, because I think this is like the worst I've ever ridden to win anything. Yeah, you know, but I'm grateful, and you know, it wasn't pretty, but I'll take it. And you know, at some events you ride really good and you don't get the results. So I'm thankful to get the you know, the points that I was able to salvage this weekend. Pro ski is so stacked right now. It's good to see it strong like it is. And you know, I mean, grateful to the Pro Watercross Tour for giving us this platform. And yeah, we'll put on a good show every single event.
In Sport GP, time for vintage Orama. Old sleds never die, they just return and come back as aftermarket hot rods. We're ready to race? Sport GP at Watercross. Slammin' Sam Nemi owns the race today. He's tall, he's fast, and proven powerful. Sam's the man. Sam is a showcase in speed, winning all 3 motos in typical hat trick fashion. And it's Nemi that stands alone at the top of the podium in Sport GP.
It was a lot of work, and these guys were keeping me honest. There was no room for error, and the whole time I was out there, I looked back and they were like right there. I'm like, one mistake and they have it. Tim Judge Motorsports, the guy builds some amazing engines. He's made me fast all year long. The Whamilton hole has been amazing, hooking up and handling really, really well. It makes my job a lot easier having that power and that handling.
In Pro-Am box stock, proving once again you can win on Sunday, get yourself one on Monday. A tight competitive start, racers battling for position, but perhaps a bit too tight. Shante Bukes gets tangled up at the start and has to leave the track for the day with an injury. Back to racing, and it's the king wearing the crown once again, Dustin Farthing, as he dominates first in all 3 motos, crowning him the king indeed.
Now, like I said, everything's just working really well. Without my team, it's what really makes the difference. I got really good guys around us, and my father and Bo, work on the skis, keep them running, and when they put me out front, and it makes my job easy.
Pro-Am Runabout GP, time for the big show. And this is no drill as we see, hear, and feel the latest in watercraft technology. Never count out the Italian stallion, Erminio Iantasca. But Dustin was the dominator. Want some proof? At one point, Dustin fell off his boat and still managed to pull out yet another victory.
The new Sea-Doos are working really well, and it feels good to be back out here. And obviously, the surf is one of my strong suits, and be out there and on the new 300 works really well.
We had some great racing and some awesome competition in the perfect location. Thanks again for watching. I'm Dawn Dawson. We'll see you on the next round.
Join us next week on Pro Watercross for round 3 as the world's greatest head west for a showdown in the desert. Here's what you can expect this season: great racing and great race venues. Take a look at the national tour schedule. Plan a trip, and for more info, please log on to prowatercross.com. A tribute to fallen racer and member of the Pro Watercross family. A one-lap tribute to Dave Knisely. Dave was a racer, an announcer, a fan, and a class act. Dave simply embodied the sport of watercross. He passed away recently, but his memory will live forever.